Today we're talking about hostels. I have stayed in over 20 or more hostels around the world. And I have been in some of the best hostels and then some of the worst. But I'm here to tell you 10 best tips before you book that hostel. So right now I am currently in Melbourne, Australia. I've been traveling around Australia, Gold Coast, Sydney, and then Tasmania. And now I finally found an apartment where I'm gonna be doing videos. My experience with staying in hostels started in Europe. I studied abroad a year in Europe and I stayed in hostels almost all the time. I remember my very first hostel, it was actually in New York. It was my first time traveling alone and I was 18 and I went with my best friend, and I realized there how much I love all this hostel community. Since then on, I've been traveling and staying in hostels most of the time. I've stayed in almost all of Europe. I've stayed in some places in the US and currently in Australia. So hostels are way cheaper than hotel rooms. Most of them usually come in bunk beds, and they're cheaper because when you book a room, you stay with several people in one room. It could be from 4 to 8 people, and you might think that's a lot, but trust me, it doesn't feel that much once you get used to it. For me, hostels feels like a community. You get to meet people from around the world. You get to talk about places that you've been. You get to also make friends for life. And it's also cool because it's a community of either solo travelers, backpackers, people that just want to travel the world easily, cheap, and fast. Some of the cons, of course, you could get some sketchy hostels. So you have to make sure you book in advance and look up the hostel before you head there. So my first tip is to search. I only book hostels in hostelworld.com. If it's in that website, that means that it's safe. Once you're on the website, you just put a location, you put the dates, it tells you all the places that are available in those exact dates. And you can even see the ratings, 5 stars, 4 stars, anything like that. You can see how cheap or expensive it is. You can even see pictures of the dorms. So it's very, very good to know that beforehand. Because trust me, I've been in some sketchy hostels. I just said, hey, it's cheap, let's go for it. It wasn't a good idea. Bed bugs, could get robbed, so you never know. Make sure you book in advance and you search everything carefully. Also, this is another tip for my female travelers. Make sure you check the bunk bed situation. Sometimes it gives you the option mixed bed or female dorm bed. I would suggest to always go for the female dorm bed. It could be a little bit more expensive, but it is so worth it. It is way better to feel safe and comfortable. With a mixed room, you usually get male dorm mates. It could be kind of nice sometimes, but sometimes you just want to feel comfortable, like getting dressed or going to the bathroom, even waking up. Sometimes you do get those cool male friends, but I think if you want to feel safer, you should start with female dorms. It's nice to have that privacy. So another thing that I really like about hostels is that they give you a lot of tips, discounts, free stuff even on things to do in the place that you are. So once you head to the front desk, read the signs, read everything they advise you to do if you're new to the area. Sometimes they give you a free drink in the nearest bar, free places to visit. So definitely look out for those things. Ask the hostel people. They have really good suggestions. Also talk to your roommates. They also have been traveling and they know places that you can save up money or anything like that. See, that's what I love about hostels. It feels like a dorm room. It feels like you're back in college, summer camp. That's why I like it, because it gives me that sense of nostalgia, and you're even saving money. So it's kind of nice. I've stayed in hotel rooms before and it's nice to have that privacy. It also gets really lonely. I like that feeling of meeting new people while you're young. Once I'm 50, I'll book a 5-star hotel or I'll order room service. But right now, you should enjoy your youth, have that feeling of a community. Most of the hostels that you stay at usually come with a kitchen. So that's another way to save up money. You can buy groceries, cook yourself something in there instead of going to a restaurant. And it's also a fun way to meet new people as well. Most of the people that I've had experiences, they're just eating or cooking together and having fun. Most of them also come with a cinema room, a lounge room, a gym. Make sure to try to do everything in there. Take advantage of everything that you have. And now these are the essentials that I think you should bring in a hostel. First and foremost, a water bottle. Most of the hostels have filtered water, so you can just fill it up and there you go. You help the planet. It's easier, convenient. Another thing that you should always bring is a towel. Most of the hostels, they do give you a towel if you ask for it in the front desk. Some of them you do have to pay for. If you're actually going as a backpacker and you're packing very light, definitely rent a towel there. But I think it's easier if you already bring a towel, especially the microfiber towel. It is so easy to pack, very lightweight. It dries you instantly and super effective. Make sure you pack that before you head to the hostel. Same with locks. You can bring your own or you can rent one in the front desk. They usually have that. Most of the hostel rooms, they come with a storage place where you can put your luggage, your passport, your wallet, anything like that. If you are heading out and you leave your stuff, if you want to feel safe, you can lock it in and you're good to go. Another thing that you should always make sure, it does get pretty noisy in the room, unfortunately. I kind of got used to it, but some people really hate it. There are times where I really hate it and there are times where I'm just okay, whatever. Some people like to bring earplugs. I just use sometimes my headphones. I put the noise control on, earplugs, whatever you need. Some of them also can be purchased in the front desk. People are packing like at 6 a.m. for their flight. Some of them come late at night, drunk at like 12, 1 a.m. Definitely good to have that. Another thing, sandals. It is very important to have sandals, especially when you're showering. You don't know who has touched that shower, so I always bring my sandals just in case. Or if you're heading to bed, it's always nice to have just something instead of being barefoot, because yeah, you never know. Another thing that is so efficient, and I'm so glad I brought it, is a charging kit. If you're like me and love to like use a lot of technology, such as a camera, a light, an Apple Watch, an AirPod, phones, anything like that, I bought this on Amazon, but it's like a charging station where you can charge like different things. Especially if you only have one plug, it's always efficient. Most of the rooms, especially the ones that are more expensive, come with their own charging station in your room, or even a curtain, which is kind of nice. And some of them even have the USB plug, which is perfect because if you're in a country that doesn't have the correct charging extension, it's great to have that. That brings me to another point. Make sure to buy beforehand the extension of the country that you're in. You can either buy it in the airport, but it could be a little expensive there, or in a gift shop. You can find it anywhere. Here in Australia, I'm using this one, which is like a 2 diagonal, so make sure you buy that in advance. And last but not least, my last tip before you head to that hostel is to make friends. If you're usually an introvert, this is your time to just talk to people and make friends. There are times where I make friends for life and I still talk to them. And it's kind of nice to know that they're from around the world. If I'm in their country or their city, I can just call them. They can give me a place to stay or places that they recommend me to do. So it's kind of nice to have that communication or friend that can help you out later. I've had some people come visit me even in Mexico or in the US. It's an amazing experience and an amazing time to have that. You never know who you're gonna meet. So it's great to just start the conversation, meet some people, and be yourself. Those were all my tips and tricks on things to know before you stay in a hostel. And I wish you luck. I hope you have the time of your life. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna start doing more tips and tricks on my experience when it comes to traveling. I definitely wanna keep traveling and do some more experiences. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. You can comment down below anything you like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.